65 and 75 liter mid-lengths are, I hate to describe them this way, but they're kind of quiver killers, because usually something that's good at everything isn't really great at anything. But there's a few kind of key design attributes that went into these that make them super versatile boards. I think you'll see with our mid-lengths, the lengths on them are a little bit longer than you'd typically see in a mid-length, maybe that came out a year or two ago. And the reason for that is in large part due to the parowing. And with the parowing, kind of the name of the game is riding as small of a parowing as you can. And the reason for that is they have a very small usable wind range and they get overpowered really easily. So you want something that you can get up on, get on foil on, but when you're up, you're not too overpowered and lit. So to have that, you kind of need a little bit more length, which is why we've gone for the lengths and widths that we have in these boards. They work incredibly well on the parowing. With that extra length, it's how the wind is interacting with the board. So as you're riding a crosswind or upwind, you're getting a lot of wind across the deck of your board and across the rail of the board. So the rails and the deck, specifically up in the front, I'm not sure if you can see this, but it's pretty paneled out. Kind of try to show it to the camera there, but you can see it's paneled out, and the reason for that is we want the nose to be as aerodynamic as possible across the wind. Once we kind of had them very dialed in for parowing and then winging, of course, when you've got a board in these volume sizes and length, it's pretty tempting to prone foil them when the surf is smaller and mushier. One of the things we found when you're prone foiling with a mid-length or a board with a little higher volume, of course you get that extra paddle power and speed, which is killer. You can catch anything. But when you go to duck dive a wave, it's really hard to grip the rails on a thicker board. So Sean came up with a pretty ingenious idea to kind of have these channels here and the rails of the board. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that, but those channels allow you to grip the board when you're duck diving. The other thing that they also do is provide a lot more rigidity to the board. So in doing that, we added a lot of stiffness to it. So yeah, those are kind of just a few key features that went into these boards and make them ride the way that they do. Fired up on these, we've got a few of them left on the website, and get on there and check them out and have a good one. We'll see you on the water.